Rich Shea here with another unboxing, this time Small Railroad Empires by Milan Tasevski and published by Devir Games. Let's take the shrink wrap off. This is a pick up and deliver game in a small box. Probably a small-ish game. Open it up. Alright. Bunch of plastic bags. More plastic bags. There's cards. I guess we'll get to those in a second. And there's wooden components. There's only a few. Basically, there are pieces of track and markers for each player. And there are some trains, trains, for each player. They're nicely done. The color choices are a little different. Purple, gray, yellow, black. These are products. I'm not sure exactly, but I'm sure we'll get to it. Bread things, iron bars of some kind, probably wood, and blue things. Well, let's find out what they are, if they even tell us. And here's the rules. There's one rule book in English, Italian, Spanish, and another one in French, and okay, I should know which country that is, but I don't. If that's, well, anyway. So there's two rule books, 5 languages, all right? So why don't we get into the rule book next? Cover, same as a box cover. Like all small games, it has smaller print. The game is going to have 4 map tiles, a track for prestige, cards for trains, achievements, secret contracts, and loans. Oh great, it came with loans. Starting player marker will appear, and an expansion built in, an industry board, and an achievement card for the industrial boom variant. The goods that are going to be delivered, there's 20 of them, 5 of each type. There are 4 player boards. The players have 23 pieces of track, 8 locomotives, and 7 marker discs. Okay. The expansion also includes the rural connections variant, which I think are towns that can appear between cities, and also 12 city and factory tokens to make for variable setup that way on the map. So you put together the map sections depending on how many people are playing, 3 in a 2-player, all 4 of them in 3 and 4-player games. There are white dots on the edges. You're supposed to line them up to the extent possible, but still have sort of random variant. Goods go on the factory spaces. I guess those are the circles with the matching picture. And there's 2 goods on each factory. Distribute the player pieces, the boards, and the other things. Shuffle the achievement deck. Put 5 of them out where everybody can see them. Everybody gets 1 secret contract. And then put out the train and loan cards. Everybody gets 3 train cards. Some others go out on display that I guess you pick up later. And starting tracks. Also on your board, there's going to be 2 pieces of track that aren't available right away. Okay. Then, in player order, everybody places 1 starting track in a factory of their choice, anywhere on the board. All right, you start in the factory and start building tracks from there. On a turn, you're going to construct tracks. You must construct tracks. You may deliver goods if you're lucky. You may complete an achievement if you're even luckier. And you may buy a train card if you can afford it. Okay, tracks are somewhere between free and 3 coins each. There's a cost table. Okay. You're limited to 2 tracks or locomotives in a space. No more one of them can be yours, but one other person's. There are locked tracks. You can buy $2 for the first one, $3 for the second one. Okay. But only if you're not in first place. Okay. You can't unlock and place both locked tracks on the same turn. Okay. You are supposed to build your route connected to previous routes you've built, but you can start a new route for $2 starting on a different factory where you don't already have a track. Okay, and that counts as one of the 2 tracks. Delivering goods, if you connect a factory to goods to a city that takes it, okay, not necessarily on that turn. You can deliver 1 good from that factory to the connected city. So you may have a potential for being able to deliver more than 1 good in a turn, but you can only deliver 1 good. Okay. You can only deliver to a given city 1 time, and you leave a locomotive of yours on it to indicate that. Okay. Then you remove the good from the factory. You calculate the distance. There's some rules, okay? Be careful. Don't make too short a delivery. You won't get many victory points. It's even possible to get negative victory points. And then you might get some more money depending on things. You might qualify for an achievement. They'll be out. The way the achievements work is they have a top thing for the first person to get it, and then 2 other people can also claim it later. I don't think it's as great for them, but there you go. And then you can buy a train. The cost of the train is $0, $1, or $2 depending on where it is in the slot. So there's going to be 3 out, and of course you hope the free one is the one that helps you. Okay. Factory production. During the course of the game, there are spaces on the prestige track marked with a factory icon. Okay, the first time that any player reaches or passes those spaces, it causes some or all the factories to produce goods. Okay, each of the spaces can only be triggered once in the game, so only the first person to pass it causes that to happen. Basically, when it happens, refill each factory so that it contains the same number and types of goods that are printed on the factory. In other words, you reset them another round of production. When you make a delivery from a factory that matches the one named on your secret contract, you immediately reveal it, score both the contract's bonus, prestige, and draw new secret contract cards. You always have 1 secret contract card going. Getting them done early gets you a shot at more. If you need money, you borrow it. Costs you a prestige point at the end of the game. You can't repay the loan. City demands are printed on there. Okay. Means that the same type of good can be delivered to a city multiple times. Oh, okay. So you don't have to, if the first person delivers this brown one, the next person delivered doesn't have to do the gray one. They could do the brown one again. All right, passengers. Some cities, cities with a top hat, like this one, okay, which represent their citizens' travel demands. By connecting 2 cities that have the same colored top hat, you get a prestige, and if you connect 3 cities with the same color top hat, you get 3 prestige at the end of the game. All right, and you can never have more than $9. The game ends when a player constructs their last track. The locked tracks don't count. And you can always construct if you only have 1 track left, you can just build the 1 track. Okay, you still make the delivery. And it also, if you make the delivery, you'll take a track back, but you've still triggered the end of the game by playing your last track. All right, during the buy a train card step, if the last card from the train deck is drawn to refresh the train cards, or if after replacing the track with a train meeple, every city now has 2 trains on it. When you end the game, the player that triggered it finishes their turn. Everybody completes the round so that all players have the same number of turns. And then players are not required to unlock their locked tracks during the final turn. Once the last turn, players calculate that. Then there's an achievement card reference. They do different things like, this turn I made a delivery along a route with a length of 7 or more. Things like that, okay? There's some variants, so you can switch it up with the industrial boom variant, which varies the way that new productions come out. The rural conditions, which make some towns appear, and the towns have random effects like a a train could break down and cost you money, or you could get $1 from finding some gold, or get a prestige because it's a lovely town, or find an abandoned locomotive. All right. And then there's also a potential bonus card where you're the rural king. So you have 3 or more rural spaces. Okay, then there's rules for solo play. Okay, where you play against the Great Steam Conglomerate. And that's it for the English rules. Now I go on to another language. The rules aren't very long. Each player has a company. I think the companies are the same. They have markers there. The costs are here. Your extra tracks there. Oh, this shows how much money you have. I'm not sure what the things there are. I don't think it's any different on the 2 sides. Yep, it's just 2 sides. Here's the delivery board for the industry board for the industrial boom variant. Oops. Here's the prestige board, shows the points and the places where production happens again, potentially 3 times during the game. Okay, and the $0, $1, and $2 cost for the locomotives that are available. These are the map tiles. They're pretty thick. The map tiles, that's tiny towns, and you can see, let's see, I should turn it over. Yeah, these are cities, these are factories. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4 of those with the matching towns. Then there's the starting player marker, and for the variation you can change what the cities are by randomly assigning cities and the factories for the 4 goods. Okay, and those are the punch out parts. The last thing it's actually quite a large stack of tiny cards which do not have a pull string, so we have to do surgery on the cards, not me, hopefully. So here's a huge pile of loan cards for +3, -1 prestige at the end of the game. These are the locomotive cards, and they have a description and a thing that they score prestige if you use them to do the thing on the bottom. Like this is, if you're using this to deliver iron, then that's it. And most of them just have, if you match what they deliver, you get extra prestige. Okay, other than that, I think some of them might get a little tricky. Some of them want you to deliver over a longer distance. Okay, so it's the item, or distance, or pass through 2 kinds of terrain. I don't think the order matters. Or pass through a specific kind of terrain. Alright, not as many of those. Those are the locomotives. These cards are, I think this side shows they're related to the solo play, I believe, right? Yes. These cards are the contract cards. So there's a contract with Collins Company where you're going to deliver from here to any city, right? Yes, so it's delivering from a specific factory, so that might affect your initial choice of places to start from. And these are the bonus cards. a couple of them. This one and I think there's a couple that are related to the expansions, but most of them are just things you want to, yeah, the Industrial Bonus Pioneer one and the Rural Town King one for those expansions. But they're just bonus things you can get for doing things. And you can see that there's Ardent Collector, so have all 4 train colors, locomotive colors, right? First person to do it will get 2 points. Other people to do it get 1 point. You can only do each thing 1 time. Those are the rules. It's pretty straightforward, but it looks like there are some interesting decisions to make, and small pick up and deliver games with interesting decisions, and in this case, interesting artwork are nice. I guess this is the deluxe version of the game with slightly better looking track. I'm not sure that it matters, but there you go. So I hope you enjoyed this, and it'll help you decide if you're interested in this particular game. The company made several, I think 3 expansions that were published at the same time. I think you'd have to play it a lot before you'd used up the replayability just in this, but hopefully I'll get a chance to see. Thanks for watching, and watch for more unboxings in the future. Bye for now.